evening, everyone, and welcome to some more Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 5. This would be the last, if I'm not mistaken, the last invitational casual boots race of the season, of the week, not of the season. Playoffs will have more. My name is Tracy M. Fury Agent will be joining me in just a second as we get things going here for Relkin versus Oasi from the Infinity and Pgog versus 2Pearl2Furious. Should be a really good fun matchup. See what we get here with, again, that last casual boots race. And any second. There we have Fury Agent. How are you doing, Fury?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. Yeah, just the last invitational as boots of the week should be a good one.
Yeah, excellent runners. Relkin, gosh, his NMG times have just been climbing, or I guess I should say dropping.
I know.
Yeah, his
climbing the leaderboards. Is that better?
Yeah, he's been climbing those leaderboards. His execution, especially in NMG, has been really impressive, which translates a little bit over here. And Aussie also has a really good NMG time from what I remember, and a really strong runner in general. So this will be fun.
Okay, so Relkin already checking the map. I saw pendants everywhere but Eastern. I think one of them was maybe a green pendant somewhere. We got bombs to start with, which is really nice because, I mean, yeah, this is Kaz boots, so we don't have to worry about the back of escape. We'll have the boots to do that, but, having bombs early means you don't have to think about Kakariko at all for a while.
Yeah, it is nice. And a bow. There we go.
Nice early bow. We might see some early Eastern plays today, although... No, Eastern was the crystal. We might see some early Eastern plays.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. We're guaranteed to see Aga one because this is a Kaz Boots seed, of course.
Yeah,
I feel like every Kaz Boots race I've watched this weekend, or this past week, it feels like it's been an Aga seed. I know it's not actually required, but it's a lot.
I think most of the ones I've watched have managed to be Aga seeds, but somehow we'll see if I'm still bringing the anti-Aga. Because I think every race I called was not an Aga seed.
Okay.
We'll see which way this one goes.
See who wins today, you or me. Because I think it's going to be an Aga seed just because of
yesterday,
the way it's gone.
There were a bunch of races with Aga yesterday for sure. So.
Question in chat: what's next week's mode? Next week's mode is my favorite. It's co-op starting tomorrow. Co-op retrons. So.
Yeah, and we get 2 weeks of it. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't mean we get twice as much retrons, but we do get twice as much time for retrons because some of us are going to be up at SG Live.
Yep.
So we wanted to make sure that everybody had plenty of time to get those races in because several runners are going to be there. Also, I like the fact that I will still be able to call some retrons races because I will also be at SG Live.
If you look at the schedule, there's not a lot of races on the schedule for this week. Again, because a lot of people are getting ready for making the trip. So we do have to also shout out our tracker. I don't know if you did that while I was jumping in, but we've got Will WC on the tracker. So huge shout outs to Will for doing the tracking. Also, maybe have a slight rooting interest in this one. We'll see if he tracks with a favoritism to Relkin here. Maybe his items get tracked first. We'll see.
Could happen. We're gonna track those 20 rupees.
So escape. We don't have to worry about bombs, so there's no worry about bomb farming. But we do actually have bombs since we opened them.
Yeah, I sometimes if it's convenient, if you can kill an enemy and find out it's got bombs, so you have less to worry about Kakariko.
Yeah.
But we've already got 3 bombs, and that's enough to do everything in Kakariko. So, worst case scenario is if when you're done, maybe you buy bombs afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really no reason to do it in this particular scenario.
Yeah, and we might see some divergence as well from the norm. They have the ability to head south if they wanted to. Like with that bow, we can go clear that Crystal Eastern if we wanted to. Maybe put off CAC for a little bit, which can sometimes pay out if you get like the flute or a bottle or something that makes that trip a little bit easier.
We do see the occasional player that just rushes Saha. And if that's the type of player you are, I could see rushing Saha and then going straight into Eastern. If it were me, I'd probably want to get a fire source. I don't care whether it's fire rod or lamp, just to make Eastern a little bit better if I'm going to rush it. I mean, that room with the Igors is a little bit tricky, especially if you only have 3 hearts.
Sure.
And a fighter sword.
But it is also
certainly if you're really good at that room, you know,
Yeah.
it's not that hard to learn it. I could definitely see rushing it anyway.
I mean, these are invitational players. They're going to know their dark rooms even on low percentage, and really good invitational players as well. So I don't think that's really an issue, but you never know. I mean, it doesn't hurt to do Kakariko first.
Right. I mean, you're going to do Kakariko at some point anyway, so it's not like you're losing a ton of time by doing it first.
Curious what the stun price is. That rat is not being nice to Oasi there.
See what we get in the back.
All items, because we've seen the map in the compass.
I mean, Blue Mail just made that. Blue Mail and an extra container heart just made that Eastern play better without a fire source.
Yeah, not a bad escape.
I mean, we got a bow. I guess the bow is the big score. But you know, Blue Mail early is really nice.
Nice escape time, sub 510 for Rauken there. It's kind of what I think the goal for most runners here is. Owasin, you know, having a little bit of trouble with the rats and stuff, still gets out in a good time as well.
We got our Sphere 1 bonk rocks that wouldn't normally be the case without the boots.
Yep.
So check it right away. Also, we'll probably get lumberjack checks because, you know, the mantra of don't do it until you have boots doesn't hold here. We start with boots.
Right.
You can check tree pulls and crab drops if you want here too. Although with these, we already have 60 rupees and 6 bombs. I don't think it's all that necessary. But we're gonna get a tree pull anyway. Money.
There's money. Yeah, you don't even need it either.
I know, you grab 2 of them. Arrow's not that interesting. We'll get plenty of arrows in Eastern Power.
Yeah, I'd probably grab 10 though, like, right?
Okay, well, we won't be killing Aga for the item.
What was it? I missed
10.
it.
It looks like a rupee.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely a rupee. You get sometimes those rupees can fool you sometimes when the runners see it better than we do because they're ready for it.
Yeah.
You just get a quick look at it, and
you
know, if they only get a couple of pixels, it can look like other important things.
For sure. So money and bombs for Kakariko, ether in the mushroom spot. No.
They're to be determined. Hey, more bombs. Yeah, bombs definitely not an issue today.
So it looks like we're just going to see both runners heading to Kakariko do pretty like standard routes for this opening.
I've seen. You'll see if what Oasi does. Is he going to say no? He's running.
Yeah,
so he's going to Kakariko too.
Yeah, possible save and quit there would be something different, but.
Yeah,
So
I've seen that a lot. Where well, the runners that like to rush Saha, they'll save and quit out of there.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts of this week as we wrap this up of Kaz boots for the league?
Well, I think we talked about this earlier in the week. It's not really my favorite mode. It is It is definitely the most popular mode. Hey, there's your lamp. See, now Eastern's just completely free. And logic. And
there's Saga.
So you know, yeah, everything much better. And there's your Aga.
Yeah.
Of course, my least favorite part about Kaz boots is the start.
Yeah.
You know, 5 minutes of not a whole lot of, you know, I mean, it's not completely not interesting, but it was more interesting when you had like a standard start with a different weapon and you had to worry about, are they going to get bombs and stuff like that. So I know I'm really looking forward to it. We have the next three weeks. Well, the next 3 modes is, you know, the next week is going to be all together. I'm really looking forward to all 3 of them. We got our Rutrans and the co-op, like you said, and then Swordless is going to be a thing. That's going to be really interesting. A new mode for a regular season, and then Cross Keys, which is one of my favorite modes. So a lot of really fun stuff coming up.
For sure. I think Kaz Boots week can be summed up by that lamp. and the Master Sword
Right.
for this week. It really did feel like there was a lot of required aga this week.
I mean, when you start with a sword, that just automatically, you already got one of the pieces to the aga puzzle, so that's just right there going to make it more likely. And then you start with boots, so it just makes it that much more likely that lumberjack is going to have anything. Well, usually it's not a lumberjack item. Usually I find it is just for Dark World.
Right.
And then it becomes tricky trying to decide how much do you skip before just going to aga, because there are a few places where. If it turns out that the thing is there, I have red mail less than 2 minutes in. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, you might lose a ton of time by doing aga first, but you can also gain a bunch of time if your opponent is one of those people that's just going to do everything before they do the aga play. Then you can just gain a ton of time by rushing it. So it's a tricky calculation to make. One thing I don't like to do is if I don't have a moon pearl. If it's the moon pearl is the piece of the puzzle I'm missing, I tend to put it off.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna grab those 50 rupees because we got these boots that'll let us do a water walk to sequence break the Zora area pretty easily. So
yeah, getting those extra boots. So do you do Eastern Saha before you do South Shore just in case you can farm up some extra money? Yeah.
I mean you can. Well, Eastern actually has a lot of rupees in it for free if you want to do like the 90 rupee room, and then there's a couple of rupee pots that are right near the first chest. So you can get like 100 rupees just by clearing all that stuff. But also, I mean, it's a crystal and it's in logic.
Right.
It's an in logic crystal, so I absolutely would do it.
Ooh, half magic on the island.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. I don't think anyone's going to go out of their way to grab that.
Out of their way, probably not.
But
there are routes that'll take you by that on your way to Ice Palace if you need to go there, and that's when you would want it the most anyway. So
sure, that
would be the one way I could see them picking it up.
All right, so runner's going to follow the same path here so far, which is no surprise. We do get a hook shot.
My favorite item.
Again, this is
just another. We got a bow and a hook shot. Those are the other two aga pointers.
Yeah.
So it gives you something to do right after you get done with the aga point. Now we don't have a moon pearl yet, so
the moon pearl flippers is going to be next.
Yeah. And Relkin's going to be the first to get into Eastern Palace.
All right, so we got 3 items here. It is one of our 5-6 crystals. We don't know the other one yet.
Yeah, I wonder if the other one's just going to be pod and we'll get a hammer.
That'd be interesting.
Get that pyramid fairy play super early. There's actually 12 rupees in those pots. I often grab the 2 blues, are the ones closest to the chest. Usually the 2 greens just aren't worth the time.
Right.
But I don't think either one of them's thinking in those terms. It's kind of funny because that rupee room in Eastern, people tend not to think about that as much as some of the other rupee rooms. Although there are some more obscure ones, like Turtle Rock has one that no one ever goes to, that no one ever would want to go to. It's actually a very dangerous room. Misery Mire has one that no one ever goes to.
Right. That one's in the dark, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. I think I went there once in a retro seat when I need money for silver arrows.
All right, so our first item is just $20 here. I honestly don't think we're going to find anything here.
No,
I could be wrong,
not.
But
I mean, it's nice. I mean, how often do we get bow early, lamp early, and Eastern's a crystal?
Right. Usually feels like it's a pendant.
Usually if you get the bow and the lamp, then you have Eastern as a pendant, and you don't really want to clear it because it's a pendant. So here, the worst thing that can happen is you do. Do we even get the big key? Because I think we're. I don't even think. I think we're forced.
This is a 50-50 here.
Big key, never mind. Yeah. Aussie's going for it.
I love it.
So Relkin, will. I mean, it's an in-logic item, so. Could be something, or could be.
This is aggressive.
Yeah.
Very aggressive.
I don't think I've seen this play this early. I mean, if this is important, Wassi's just screwed. But on the other hand,
if it's the map, it's
100 rupees.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel that bad if I'm Relkin getting 100 rupees there.
No,
because I'm getting closer to Zora money, and Zora likes to have things for us, but in these seeds. But
I love
I'm
the
not
aggression
thrilled
though.
either.
Yeah, it's for Relkin. You can't imagine that your opponent's going to skip it,
No,
but
not this early.
Owasi making some plays, and that's if you want to keep pace with Relkin, it's kind of what you got to do, and it's going to pay out for Owasi there.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't come back later when he's looking for, say, an ice cream.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, this will, be an automatic time save that Relkin
Yeah.
never gets back.
I imagine it's like one of those it doesn't exist sort of things. Like that's kind of how he's playing, even though again it is only early.
I won't say he's gonna last location it, because who knows what other things he might skip that he might be even worse to come back to. But I don't see him going to that location anytime in the near future. That's called we're running out of places to go, and everything's really bad, and therefore I'm gonna go to figure out which bad place I'm gonna go to. And we get to go, and so Owasi's gonna get the first look at the south area. Slightly off on that alignment. That happens to me sometimes too.
So, what are we gonna find next? You think, Moon Pearl?
I hope a Moon Pearl. I mean, it wouldn't be the strangest thing in the world to see the randomizer make us go get, say, flippers on the pyramid ledge, to then go get a Moon Pearl. But,
where's the glove?
Okay.
That opens up the mountain.
Yeah, we have hook shots, so you're gonna do the mountain before you're gonna do Aga.
Yeah.
It's just too many items to ignore.
But we're still another glove or hammer, and then the Moon Pearl from regular access.
Yeah, I mean, the things unless we get a book, probably won't see the desert area. So if the answer's Agena, then we're probably not going to see it. Depending on what the money's, unless you're Relkin and you just want to go there.
Yeah.
Oh, mushroom and fire rod.
Butter sword, early butter.
Okay, we're less than 16 minutes in. We've got gold sword. We've got red mail. Where are our silvers? That's what
Yeah.
Just gonna fly through the seed this way.
Fire rod's really nice pickup though.
And probably require that. Actually, definitely require that, because of the 2 fire rod required dungeons, only one of them can be a pendant at this point. And nothing at Agena, so I assume Relkin's gonna now hit Mini Moldorm and Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, and not wow.
The best things about the early boots is that you can knock out one of those flippers checks. I'm a big fan of getting some of that, because you can do it faster. He doesn't have the Zora money, but could do, one of the plays I really like to see is you do the water walk to the waterfall ferry, get the items there, and then grab the whirlpool back to get the bridge item.
Wow, that was some cool setup that he did right there.
I've never seen that. That's okay. I like that water walk. I haven't seen that before. We're gonna turn in the mushroom.
It's also the meta, isn't it, to do waterfall ferry after Ice Rod Cave?
Yeah.
So.
And then if you have Zora money, then you do Zora instead of doing the bridge. Well, there's your Zora money.
I mean, Zora is in logic. That is could have progression here. But Owasi going to go up and check the mountain. Just going with the density.
I think it's reasonable to do the mountain first. It's completely in logic because we have the lamp.
I still think it's going to be an Agaseed.
Oh, for sure. We still need a hammer or another glove to make it not an Agaseed. Doesn't mean the mountain can't have something we need or something good. And I think Relkin's got himself set up to do the flipper checks the way I described. Sometimes we'll see runners, they'll still not check the ledge item, although, I mean, if the ledge item is something good, he does have stuff to do splash delete, although I haven't killed the Armos nicely, you have to, like, undo something.
Yeah, he's got
lamps will fix that.
Yeah, lamps or some floods and bombs.
Yep.
Ooh, Samaria.
Mario. We're going to need that.
Yep.
Another one of those when you have two. It's kind of nice when you have those two pendants in the light world like that because it kind of tells you more about what you need. Because so many required items are required in two different spots. So like the cane, two different dungeons, so they can't both be pendants.
Right.
We already said that about the fire rod.
Oh, well, we're gonna need a mirror.
Yeah.
They already checked the island. At least Relkin did.
Yeah. I don't know if Alasi saw that half magic not. Or
No.
not yet.
Yeah, he's being a little bit more aggressive in his routing, not as being as thorough. Just a different style of play, and I'm digging the difference.
Are we going to see the same mushroom plan for Relkin, or is he going to do a Houlihan so he can get Zora money?
This is weird, because it still feels like it's faster, I would think, to do it from Link's house. But, I don't know.
Yeah, it feels like that. I mean, that water walk setup looks pretty darn easy.
Yeah.
Whereas with the boost, you can normalize your fake flipper setup to do it the traditional
right.
way. So
yeah.
I don't know.
yeah. Not sure. It is interesting that both of them did it though. I just didn't.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it.
I'd never seen it before, and they both did it. So obviously, it's a thing that people do, and I will steal it because I like it.
Well, there's desert access.
So we got a book. Oh, see, this is where it gets a little tricky. Do you follow that book before you go to? It's a pendant, and it's a green
pendant. Yeah, it's three items.
3 items plus the desert legend. In Awasi's case, we'll also get the the Gina check out of it. So
I think without the moon pearl, you're more likely to go do those checks.
That's a really good point, because it could be that the moon pearl on the pyramid ledge. I know chat loves the moon pearl on the pyramid ledge.
It's so rare though.
It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
Although shout out to Maniacal, who I saw in chat earlier, who once had a SMZ3 multi-seed with about 3 or 4 other players, where he had his own moon pearl on his own pyramid ledge. So these things do happen.
That's funny. You know what's even more rare than that I'm a big fan of is the moon pearl on Ped. I think I've seen that once.
I think that's about how often I've seen that one. We're already out. We already can't do that because Eastern's not
right. right. But that one is one of my faves. It's like the one time where I am rooting for Ped. All right, so we are running out of locations. So
yeah, Zora, and now the desert area that we're going to see from Wasi are things that are left. Yeah, green pendant, kind of conspicuous without the moon pearl.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of when you want to pull the trigger on Zora as well.
Yeah, again, in logic, they have the money for it now.
Yeah.
It's an easier call when you don't have the money, because the amount of time you spend farming your money to get to Zora is about what it takes to go kill Aga. And in the meantime, maybe you get enough money to do the Zora thing. I think maybe you do it if you still don't have the moon pearl after the desert play. I think you have to do it.
Didn't take a look at the ledge, so I don't know about that one. Wow. You get all these items to do, Paradox, which has a very stacked amount of checks, and you get a book. It's like, oh, thanks.
Book and a bug net.
Yeah. All right, into green pendant desert. Hammer would be kind of funny.
Not even boots locked in a casual seed.
I kind of want to see the hammer next.
Yeah,
because that puts Hera into logic. You gotta reclimb again.
Yeah. You have then we'd have, if we full clear this and all we get is a hammer, then it's like, okay, we have 50-50 moon pearl on Zora versus moon pearl on the ledge. Or, thing that leads to moon pearl.
Yeah. So here's a question. If they're both items are on the right side, which we're not going to find out because it looks like he's just going to rush the boss here.
Yeah, you get the green pendant, and the right side might just be map compass.
Yeah, that was gonna be my question. Is if you get both items, do you do landmo? But we're not gonna get that answer because he's going right outside.
It depends what the items are. I mean, we're still looking for a moon pearl, so
That's true.
if I'm still looking, if I get a moon pearl, I'm gone. But if and I don't even care if it's 2 items. Like if I get a moon pearl and a map, and it turns out landmo has an item, I'm still gone.
Yeah.
But as long as I'm still looking for that moon pearl, I'm gonna keep going. I do like the boss rush here, because we saw 1 item on the torch, so the very real possibility that it's just map compass on the right side, and you get the green pendant this way regardless. So I think this is a good choice. We'll see if Relkin does the same thing.
Oh, we saw 1 item on the torch. I missed that.
Yeah, it was 20 rupees. That's such an easy one to forget too, especially when it's a nothing item. I've definitely done the thing where I thought there was another item left, and then realized that, oh wait, I saw it on the torch and just didn't pick it up. Okay, here's that 20 rupees.
Right. Okay. So pretty free landmo fight. Just 2 slashes with the gold sword. Yeah.
Until you miss that first sword spin, but with gold sword, he's gonna clean it up just fine.
That would have been a real feel bad if he missed it there. All right, so there's 1 item. Yep.
Yeah, you gotta go get it.
All right, back inside.
Elton gonna make the same decision.
So I wonder, because it really feels like the moon pearl's coming up soon.
I mean, it has to, because there's not a lot left we can do without one.
Do you do, if like moon pearl's here, do you do aga or turn in the green pendant? And
I think I turn in the green pendant because I don't know if the moon pearls. Yeah, I think I turn in the green pendant, but I could definitely see not doing that. Okay, so the desert's giving us the essentially the worst possible key layout for what we for the route we took.
Do you think? Oh man, that's really bad. Do you think Elassi's sweating Eastern now?
Oh yeah, I know I would be. He's got to do these other checks first though. Like he's just, if the answer is Eastern, he's just already lost time. He's going straight to Zora.
Well, he hasn't done the waterfall yet, so I think he's a little bit more incentivized to check Zora than Relkin is.
Yeah, but it's still, in terms of logic, 1 item versus 1 item. I might have still done green pendant first and tried to put this off a little while longer. And we know we're going to get a mirror.
Here's the problem.
Ideally, you use the mirror and the flippers to do everything together with catfish or something.
So here's the problem for Elassi. He doesn't have the moon pearl, and he's not doing the dash setup.
Yeah, you can't get the waterfall items without the moon pearl if you don't use the water walk. So I'm not sure what his plan is here. I don't think he set up, because you can set up a water walk and then do the fake flippers and then still have this.
Yeah, but he didn't.
I don't think that's what he did.
No, he didn't go into any caves or anything to make those checks. Pixel too low there.
I would expect Relkin's going to go straight to the green pendant.
Yeah. It's going to feel bad if it's not there because, you just full clear desert for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. You got to imagine your opponent did the same, but it still doesn't feel great.
Yeah, he realizes he can't do the waterfall the way he did things.
A shovel.
I mean, that has to be our moon pearl, right?
Oh, there's a hammer.
Oh, there's a hammer.
Oh, no.
The hammer. Oh, boy. Okay, well, that's a thing. So this is still probably a logical Agassiz unless this is exactly flippers in one of these 2 locations.
He's only got 3 bombs.
Ooh, that's tough for the... Yeah, because he'll have to reset from the armor.
Oh.
Oh, he's got 6 bombs now.
Oh, I don't know if he knows Splash Delete. But what he there's the Moon Pearl.
Okay, well, interestingly, Relkin's just gonna do Aga now. And Oasi's gonna be able to get to skip it if he knows how to get that hammer. He's got 2 choices. He can do a Splash Delete, or now that he'll have the Moon Pearl from the shovel check, he will also be able to just set up a double water walk with the hammer.
But that means he doesn't. I mean, you have to do that because that will save you Aga, right? Like,
yep, yeah.
Even if you don't know, even if you don't know the arrow bomb setup, there's still other ways that I'm sure Oasi knows how to do.
The double water walk is not too bad. It also gets you and the nice thing with double water walk is it makes it really easy. You have to go into the waterfall cave anyway, so you're gonna get that all at the same time. Let's see what he chooses to do. So yeah, this is definitely a logical Agassiz. You get flippers on the ledge. That's actually a shame because, Relkin, chose not to scout the ledge when he was there earlier.
Yep.
And you can still scout the ledge, keep your water walk, and still do the man under the bridge. And
oh wow.
Not do. Okay.
So he must not know how to get to the ledge.
Yeah, he must not know either setup.
That information though is really big. So once he gets those flippers, very incentivized to go over there. That'll also get him his Samaria too.
Unless Relkin gets a mirror and flippers really soon, like because he could go to Catfish and mirror, but I don't know where he'd get the second of those 2. Like one of them easily could show up, but where is he going to get the second one and still have it be convenient to go over to Catfish? And at some point he'll get there because, he has to. He can't finish the seed without that hammer. But yeah, Oasi's still gonna have, like you say, still gonna have that advantage of knowledge. But it's a little surprised that he's just gonna go for the Aga play here.
Yeah, like even if you don't know the whatever it's Ancilla stuff, that's relatively new. I know Oasi hasn't played much recently.
It's still relatively new. It's still like 2.5. I remember it was big in fall 2019. So
yeah, I imagine him being around as long as he would know the double water walk setup.
Yeah,
though,
so. That's been around much longer than that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the surprising part. Of course, if you're not confident enough in it, it's you're not practiced, I guess.
Yeah, the tricky thing about the double water walk is when you do the fake flipper part, you have to get the fake flipper on the first try. Now, you can make that a little bit more normalized by bombing yourself into the screen transition so that you'll be in exactly where you need to be to do the fake flipper.
Yep. So we are on to Aga.
Yeah, sorry, chat. I have not been counting blue balls, but I'm sure somebody in chat is. Get those extra boomerang shots in.
I wonder how Will's feeling now that he had to be sweating seeing the hammer there and with Relkin not having the information, right? Right, Will?
Yeah, chat saying 5 so far.
Wow.
That's
a lot. Yeah, he was here for a long time. It was so long that Oasi was able to come up and climb the entire tower and get there before he was done. So here we go. Where are those flippers? Soon-ish. They have to be. You would think.
No, they're not there. And if you're Relkin, are you going into pod or are you going across to the western part of the Dark World?
Yeah, that's tough. Going back and forth too.
With Bo, I kind of like the pod play better.
It's
I mean,
so
there's
hard
there's
though.
nothing
It's
wrong with the
so
West.
hard. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the West Dark World play either.
It's whatever one you choose, that's the wrong one to do.
Oh, of
That's
course. Well, I
basically
mean,
how it goes.
when I'm making the decision, of course that's true.
I got the bow. I should go to Eastern or to Pod, and then you go and it's empty. I should have saved it.
Now we're gonna do catfish right away. Let's see. I mean, if this is a mirror, I think he just goes and does Zora, and then we'll see the hammer. But I don't think. I mean, that would be way too lucky.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that's definitely not a mirror.
Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't even fill out. He's already got 30 arrows, so it doesn't even fill out his arrow count.
Mm-hmm. So our last pendant is Turtle Rock. That's nice. We don't need the Ice Rod in theory.
Yay.
Our other 5/6 is Ice Palace.
It's not terrible.
We know where the hammer is, and we know where the mitts are.
Yep.
So weird wild seed.
So the mirror going to be very, very required in this seed.
Also, you know what that means? It means the flippers are going to be in Pod because, of course.
I mean, I've certainly seen that before.
Right.
I mean, I suppose either Pod or Turtle Rock. I mean,
right.
that's a real classic.
Yeah, that's not possible with where the hammer is, but
no, that's a good point.
it would be interesting. Owasa going to skip out on a catfish here. And he's not doing Pod because he knows where the hammer is. So, really, really hoping to wait to get that sooner
Yeah, in fact,
later.
Turtle Rock is pretty well, not completely dead. I guess Flute could be in there, or a Misery Mire medallion. That's about all that could be in there at this point.
Yeah,
because Mirror can't be there with the location of the mitts either. So.
Yep.
So Ped on life support for those of you Ped fans. Relkin doing, I really like that. Yeah, I like this go straight into, if you're going to go to the West Dark World, they're both going straight into Skull Woods. I like this choice. Full clearable dungeon. I mean, I've often said I don't subscribe to the Skull Woods is just like Overworld because there's all those keys and map compass and all that good stuff. But if it's clearable, and actually, and not even just that it's clearable, the fact that it is an Agaseed, and if this is the answer, and you skip it, you're going all the way back around to get back here. So, and Gold Sword Moth, as long as you don't do the dumb thing in Sword Spin, is really easy.
Right. So we've got one item. There's one more item here. Let's see if it's on Moth or we have to keep searching. We are in the final game of the week 3 of the league. Things are starting to shape out. A little bit surprising with some of the records that you see in the league. Yeah, the Pugs are undefeated. That's not too surprising.
Not a surprise.
But you look at that Kakariko division. The last location here is our 5-1. That was an open team that won their spot into the Invitational and have
weren't they
proven their worth.
Weren't they the second place team? I was just say, because I believe them and Bottles on Empty, the two teams that played in that finals, are both having really good seasons. I think they're both 5-1 if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
So
Bottles on Empty is 5-1.
Cool.
Yeah, so proven that they deserve that spot to be Invitational is pretty cool.
Okay, I completely missed if Relkin got an item there.
No, it was a map. It was a map there. But even in that Kakariko division, you look at teams like Tile Roomies and Shack Tool's Digging Game both being 1-5, and that's really surprising to see those two teams with that record.
I know in the case of Shack Tools, they came across Pugs in the first week, and then Invrosia did not treat them well in week 2. So
yeah.
Chat saying we need a salary cap.
Yeah, we might need that.
How do you even do a chat salary cap when no one gets paid?
Right. And then you look at like the Skull Woods division. Begone Pot is 5-1, and that's a team with Don Veneer, T-Stew, and Slumberjack. And if you told me that, all really good runners, but you would tell me that going into the season, that they'd be the top of the division after 3 weeks. So I don't know if I would have believed you. But proven, again, putting their money where their mouth is and taking care of some folks over there with like the missing playoffs, 1 and 5. That's, I guess, an omen with the name.
I mean, that's a team though. When it turns like, there's a reason they chose that name, but I find
Right.
it really hard to believe when I see those names that they've not made the playoffs before.
Right. All right, so we're still looking for the second item.
There's our second item in Pinball Room, because of course. Always waiting for the hand. Okay.
The Misery Mire division of the two teams that are playing here is all packed up too, with Divine BC Boys 6.60, Bottles and Empty 5-1, and then if Relkin can pull this off, would be right there with their team would be 4-2.
That's gonna be a fun division to watch. I know you have a bit of a vested interest in that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a tie here, which did happen in the Open League this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2 frame difference between the runners.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
All right, VOO.
Village of Outcast.
Now, the question is, how much of Thieves Town do you want to do?
Well,
Again,
let's see what the front 4 is.
And with Oase having, the hammer information, does that affect anything as well?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't like to make my back of Thieves Town decision until I see the front. And of course we get an ice route.
Of course.
Why wouldn't we get an ice route?
Who cares? Right, we don't need it.
We better not need it. Okay, so let's see what does the front of TR have for us today. Okay, a flute. That's a good start.
Yep, it's required. Doesn't do anything for us currently.
So that we are down. Ped even more on life support. We were down to a medallion for Misery Mire. I'll be happy to just let Misery Mire be Ether and you just
Right.
ignore Todoroki.
Yep.
Exists.
Yep. So that's that 2 items so far?
Yes.
Or 1? Oh, there's
Flippers. Okay.
there's
okay.
the
Now
hammer.
Oase has to go get his hammer with that.
Yeah. Oase knows. Relkin does not.
Yeah, Relkin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was 3 items. I go for if I'm Relkin. Actually, you know what?
I think it was 2. It's compass, because they got the compass, the big
did
key.
he get the compass? Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead
and
in
then
front.
2 items. So
Okay, so if I'm Relkin, I keep going. I don't know where that hammer is. Oase, I could see going and getting the hammer just in case. But I mean, at this point, it's a 50% chance that the small key is even available.
yeah.
And then what we have 1 and 3 that the item would then be in the big chest if it was even there. So, pretty good odds that you're not going to be leaving an item behind. So, I mean, I could see even knowing where the hammer is going for it. And then even if it is an item, is it something good,
Mm-hmm. So I think to Infinity and Pgog, you really need the mirror to be hammer locked somehow. Because
yeah.
if the mirror is just along the way, say Hype Cave, that's gonna take it's gonna take Relkin away from
it's gonna
checking.
be a long time.
Yep.
Because it's just 2 items for him. He's already done Catfish, so he can't even pair that in. So it's just literally just those 2 items.
Are we surprised to see Oase doing this, or is it just he doesn't care what he leaves behind? Because that's kind of how he's been playing the seed.
Yeah, I think given the Eastern skip earlier, this doesn't surprise me. Okay, so now 2 items left, and so it's basically 50-50. If this is not the small key, then we're good. If it is the small key, we're leaving something behind the big chest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
All
we're
right.
good.
Yep.
I always find it ironic that we put ourselves in a situation where we want the blind fight to be out of logic.
Right.
Because the small key in the main cell will put the blind fight in logic, but
Yeah.
it would guarantee leaving an item behind. But we will see Oasi go get that hammer relatively soon. Whereas
Right.
Vulcan, I mean, he's probably going to do the rest of the South Dark World stuff first, but then route that into the Zora area to get that hammer.
Right.
Pretty
You
soon
just-
thereafter.
Yeah, if you're rooting for Relkin, you just do not want to see a mirror along the way because it just opens up way too much to take him away from the hammer. Whereas if he doesn't get anything, then he can clean some of those.
Yeah, the
those
next
flipper
thing
checks up.
to do would be the Zora area.
Mm-hmm.
Because the mirror doesn't just open mirror checks; it also opens up mitts.
The mitts, yep.
And that's the big thing, and that's
And they
like
have
a lot of things.
Right, and they have Samaria, or at least Relkin has Samaria, and you never know where that could lead you. So.
Yeah, now Ossi's going to get his Samario with these flippers very soon, so that's good for him. Okay, so we're going to see Dig Game. And hopefully he's careful enough to make sure that he leaves with enough money to still do Zora.
Oh, right. I think you'll be fine. You dig up at least a 1 or 2 20s here usually.
Of course, he also has to keep Pod in mind.
Right. Yeah, even if he doesn't find the mirror, Relkin might go do Pod over doing Zora.
Okay, 571. I mean, he's close enough that he should be able to by the time he does both.
Yeah, but I think this means Pod first.
Yeah, I think it does.
Because you can get
Pod first, you get money in Pod.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And you can clear everything but the boss. Now, for him, it kind of sucks because we know the hammer's not going to be there. To his mind, the hammer could just be in Pod.
Right. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what we get. Yeah, I know what we get in Hype Cave here. That's what I'm saying. If you're rooting for Relkin into Infinity and Pgog, you really do not want to see the mirror here. You want to see it locked somehow behind that hammer.
By the way, pending Meyer medallion, do we need anything for no mode besides that mirror?
No, I think that's it. Okay.
So, the mirror's gonna show up pretty soon.
So nothing
also,
in Hype Cave.
Note that he's got 891 rupees now, so money's no longer gonna be an issue.
Yep. Got that 300 out of
something.
Where's he? Yeah, he got out of Hype Cave. I just wonder where is he going? Is this the pod play?
Yeah, he could be, or it could be he could go. Oh, he could grab the half magic now. It's kind of on path.
No, he doesn't have the mirror.
He doesn't have the mirror. Damn, that'd be so good. It would be totally on path with the mirror, but nope. This is Pod.
So we're gonna see a save and quit from Iwase after he does Hype Cave. Go grab that hammer off of Zora Ledge, and
gosh. So the mirror blocking the mitts, I don't see any way that Relkin doesn't find the mirror before. I feel like we're running out of places other than places that aren't Pod for that mirror to show up.
I think Helma would probably be the best case scenario.
That would be best case scenario for him.
Yeah.
And I expect we'll see Oasi in Pod shortly too, but he's just gonna go ahead and get that hammer first. And it does kind of go back to very early on. Relkin sequence broke the Waterfall Fairy Cave and then didn't scout the ledge.
Right.
Which is, it's a couple extra screen transition, but does give you that information. And had he done that, he would have known that the hammer was there. He
would have got the hammer right there, because I guarantee you he knows how to.
Yeah, that's a good point. He has the bow. Could have done the splash delete.
Yeah. So also going to activate his flute first, which will make getting back to the water kicks faster.
Because then you can activate the flute, and then you can flute to 8.
Right.
And it doesn't matter at this point. He's got the flippers. You're not setting up water walks or anything. So.
All right. So small key in shooter room means we're not initially bow locked. More keys.
Yeah, a little surprised we're not actually initially bow locked, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Given that this was an Agassi, did you even get here a logical Agassi? Did you even get here in the first place?
Vanilla big key.
There's Kane for Owasi. So you know what, and for him, do you go get, you know, you can't get your mitts without the
Yeah, he needs the mirror. So Pod's next.
I keep equating the hammer with the
right.
mitts, and that's just not true.
Yep. So yeah, he's gonna join.
Sure.
He's gonna join. Yeah, Relkin over here, and it feels like that's. I guess Hera is a possibility too to have the mirror, which is kind of gross. But again,
extremely gross.
Probably the best case scenario, one of the better case scenarios for Relkin here, setting up a death warp.
This is one of the. I hate this death warp.
Especially when you have red mail, yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. At least the spike does 1 heart of damage no matter what.
All right, so hammer for Owasi. So was it all keys in the front? I missed the Salvo's chest.
2 keys would mean there had to be something
map.
Not a key. Map,
so the map and Stalfos, okay.
Yeah, and Owasi headed towards Pod as expected. Looks like he's just gonna go ahead and hammer jump right now. Oh, maybe not. There's really no reason to do it in this scenario. Because he's just gonna probably save and quit out of the,
Yeah.
Like Owasi, I could see doing it.
There it is.
There's that mirror. Thinking in terms of wanting to loop around. So, because you know you don't have the mirror. So the idea is you do the big chest, you loop around, and then you can take kind of the intended path back around to the back. But
right. So that's going to get Relkin his
mitts. And that's the problem with the mirror. And the other mirror spots are all over the place anyway. So
right.
There's no upside to this at all. Like, there's so many things for him to go check now that aren't the Zora area.
Right. Meyer. Probably go do Meyer. Probably clear that out.
Honestly, I think Relkin needs Meyer to not be Ether at this point. Because then, you know, Owasi does not end up in go mode when he picks up his mitts.
Oh, right. This might be go mode for Owasi once he gets on here. You're right. Because Owasi does have Samaria.
Yeah. So this is where it's if Relkin hadn't done Catfish, then take your mirror over to Catfish, and now you got 3 checks there. But
yeah,
I don't know if he would have done that, honestly. It just would be an option that is now not there.
Relkin still needs to activate his fleet, but he wants to get those mitts first.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Well, he'll do Hera. Will he? It's pendant. Never mind.
No.
Maybe check the front. Maybe check the front.
I'm a fan of just doing the first floor and leaving. Yeah, you're probably leaving an item, but Head is so on life support at this point that there's no reason to think in terms of that.
I can also check Ether Tablet as well.
And we got Ether Tablet. He can do all the Dark Death Mountain stuff too. I mean, it's a lot of items.
Well, 3, right? Because he doesn't. Oh, he has the hookshot. Never mind.
He has hookshot.
Yeah. Never mind. Yep.
Also, I'm pretty certain he could hover Hookshot Cave if he needed to.
Right. Yeah, we saw him practicing earlier.
Yeah, he was ready. He was getting ready for the hover seeds.
So this is all stuff that Owasi is going to skip.
Yeah, if I were Owasi, I would grab those mitts and flute immediately to the Meyer area and find out if I'm in go mode or not.
Yep.
And then, if I'm not, then, maybe go back, do the Meyer area check, see if the key's under the doormat, and then maybe go back, Dark Death Mountain is a pretty item-dense area.
Yeah.
Could also just do Ice Palace. It's a required crystal as well. It's also a 5/6. So a lot of things that could be from there. Maybe hold off on the Dark Death Mountain checks.
Right. What do you think? Is it going to be Ether?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Like the game has a tendency to give us the medallions we need. So, it's still more than 50% that it's not ether, because there's still two out of 3 medallions that we don't have. But it's not like, it's not a strict 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 for the medallions, because there's always the possibility that the ones you don't need are just simply sitting in GT.
Right.
Or in this case, in Turtle Rock, another place that
Right.
we don't ever want to go into. I'm a little curious what the Turtle Rock medallion is, but I'm not sure I'd even check it if I'm Rolkin. It's just because there's so few things that could even be in there.
I mean, at this point, he's basically Hammer Go.
Yeah.
But we'll see him do, like, I imagine he'll do the Mire area before he gets the Hammer.
Yeah, I mean, the Mire area is...
There's Quake.
So now we're very, very favored to have the medallion we need. If it's Quake, that could buy him a little bit of time, because Oasi would be incentivized to do some other things first. And there's a Bombo skin to Turtle Rock, so...
Yep.
So Turtle Rock completely off the table. I think that kills Ped. that completely kills Ped, because if Mire were Bombos, it can't be on Ped. Where is Rocken going?
I don't know.
Oh, he's gonna do mirror checks in the north.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yep, this makes sense.
Yeah, for the idea this is Catfish and Dizor, he's done Catfish, which is quite unfortunate.
Yep.
Like, I could definitely see doing this into Catfish Dizor if he hadn't done Catfish. So it's rough to think about what's gonna get him back to the Zora area.
All right, so Helmasaur for Oase here, and that will get him his fourth crystal. Excuse me. And again, this is all the problem. Also, is Relkin's just spending all this time on checks that Oase is just not doing, unless unless we need Bombos.
Relkin needs to find Bombos, and it needs to be required to get back into this.
Like Graveyard Ledge would have been perfect for that, but because Oase is not, not doing Graveyard Ledge anytime soon. But here we go. We're gonna find out whether or not we need Mire or Ether or Quake or Bombos. Oh no, he's got to get the mitts first, right?
Yeah, I mean he's gonna get the mitts and just flute away.
Right.
Yeah, again, if it's Quake, it'll buy Relkin a little bit of time, because I don't think Oasi does Dark Death Mountain yet. I imagine he checks the Mire area, and then I would do Ice after that before going back to Dark Death Mountain, just because it's with Icebreaker.
It's fast.
Yeah, it's fast with Icebreaker.
Quake.
It's Quake. Okay, so this is a little bit interesting.
Yeah, it's...
Okay, Oasi is checking Ether tab, which I think is fine. You're right here. But I can't imagine going all the way. I mean, you might be in go mode. You go and we're in no mode, by the way. But,
right.
Yeah, he's going to flip right over to Misery Mire and find out that he does not have the medallion.
Right. So he can't do Mire. So he's still going to be able to go mode that. He can do Swamp, right? Which could cost him some time. As far as like item density, he'll do Ice as well.
I would do Ice for sure before I do East Death Mountain, but Swamp has that left side issue. I think I could definitely see doing East Death Mountain before going into Swamp.
Just the way that Oasi's played though, I don't see him do left side Swamp, even if there's like 2 items there.
Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
So he's gonna do Ice, he's gonna do Swamp. He can't, and Mire will be his go mode. Relkin's got a full clear Mire here.
Yeah, Relkin wants the big key to be in the worst possible location. So cutscene chest without the small key to tell you it's there or something dumb like that.
Right.
Because Oasi's going to be go moding this dungeon for sure.
So it's so hard to gauge because never mind.
Oh, he's doing Dark Death Mountain now.
He's
Okay.
doing Dark Death Mountain first.
Okay, so this is good for Owasi. He's gonna get his go mode Quake right now. This really surprises me.
Yeah.
I like doing ice before this because it's a very quick dungeon. I don't think you don't lose that anymore. You don't lose a lot of time full clearing ice versus go moding it.
Yeah.
2 years ago before Icebreaker was a thing.
Right.
Actually, now it's almost more like 3 years ago. But yeah, when Icebreaker wasn't a thing, then yeah, if you have a chance to go mode ice, you go for it, because then it was like, a 2 or 3 minute difference. But now it's not that much different.
I mean, I understand it. It's 6 checks. That means you get a go mode. Like if your medallion is up here, which we know that it is.
Yep.
Then he gets to go mode ice. He gets to go mode swamp. And he gets to go mode mire. Now, if it's not, then he's just wasting time. So it's really hard. And when you're racing these, sometimes you just have to make decisions that might not necessarily make the most sense. Mm-hmm. For example, in my race this week, I went to Ice Palace looking for Samaria. Chat knew that Samaria was in swamp. Obviously, I didn't because I'm in the race. But I was just kind of right. But like swamp is a better play 100% in my scenario. But I was just going with like a gut guess of I think Samaria is here. Let me make that play, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
And that's what you got to do in these races. It's like it's so easy to criticize plays when you have all the information.
Yeah, very easy.
It's so easy.
Shout outs to Owasi for remembering that if he saves and quits out of Hookshot Cave, he will start at the pyramid. That's not what he wants. Yep. So instead mirrors and is going to go into Misery Mire. Now I haven't been paying attention to what Relkut's gotten yet, so I don't know if we've
he's got one item, I think. I don't know if he's seen the big key, but he did get one item in the Firelock check.
Looks like it's not an ideal big key, although I would expect Owasi does not check the cutscene chest.
No. Yeah, again, he's gonna cut as many corners as he can.
I only see him going to the cutscene chest if it's the big key, and we now know it's not, so now he can cut all the corners now. Like the only useful things left. I don't know if he knows where there's Pablos. Okay, well, so much for that. We know where half magic is. I don't know if he does, so he might never see that. Silvers, always useful.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I mean, cape is kind of nice, but don't really need it. So yeah, I mean, he's not a god mire, so he's not gonna have a super quick mire either. But
yeah. But I mean, he's done with pod. He gets to go mode swamp, gets to go mode ice, and Relkun's still on the hunt. Like he has the option of going to ice and going to swamp without the hammer. Those are terrible options.
It wouldn't surprise me if he does the Zora checks before either of those.
Sure.
Because Ice Palace kind of routes nicely into that with the whirlpool there, and swamp is just one check.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, he still has to do pod.
Right.
So he's no matter what happens, he's a pod finish behind.
Right.
So even if he goes and gets his hammer right now, and which he'll be able to go mode all those dungeons that we mentioned, he still has to go back and finish pod. Mm-hmm. So at this point, Owasi needs to make a mistake somewhere to keep this pretty even.
Right, and even like I don't know what kind of mistake you could make.
I mean, things happen,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
it's one of those things where I like to say if your win condition is your opponent making a mistake, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I
mean, our job is to keep things exciting and interesting and stuff, but Owasi's lead is just enormous here. And it really just came down to having that information of where the hammer was. So he's about to get his big key now, and
goes back to when Relkun sequence broke. The waterfall fairy did not check the ledge. Did not, and it's nothing wrong with that necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
It's not completely on, it's 2 extra screen transitions. You have to walk,
Yep.
and you risk losing the water walk if you get hit and make a mistake. So,
Right.
it's not like it's free, but it's also something you see runners do. So.
All right. So where is Relkin off to now?
Well, cameraless ice or Zora.
Yeah, this looks probably like Zora. Yep. Okay. So he's
won't
gonna
even do Zora because he'll see the hammer and know that's
right.
go mode.
Yep.
And I know he's gonna feel behind, and he's gonna be right.
He's gonna feel behind. He's gonna know that I didn't need to do AGA.
Saved this like what 10 minutes in.
Yeah, I did not need to do
15
AGA.
minutes in, right? Yeah, it was like 15 minutes in. After because they did Eastern before they did South Shore.
Yeah.
And for him into this.
And if I was him, I would think my opponent probably skipped AGA too and feel pretty behind.
Oh yeah, and I would definitely be thinking my opponent just never did AGA, and so I'm even more behind than I think I am. Or yeah. I don't think that quite came out the correct way. I feel more behind. I would feel more behind than what it turns out he is.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
All right, so that is go mode for Relkin now. So now it's going to be cleanup. They're both going to be able to go mode ice and swamp. The big difference, though, the Relkin needs to go back to pod to finish that up.
Which is not fast. And pod itself really isn't that slow. It's getting to pod that's annoying.
It's getting to pod. He's got to go to the back, which has a cutscene, and yeah, it just takes time.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what order he does things in. So you can choose to go to swamp first, and then ice, and then pod, or whatever. Like they're all pretty similar.
Yep. That is crystal number 5 for Oase.
And he also gets to decide, do I do ice or swamp next? This looks like swamp. Again, just doesn't matter. I mean, you can do swamp. When you're done with swamp, you just kind of run over and jump into ice. But with the flute, it just like whatever. Because you can just flute there anytime.
Yeah. So looking at their NMG times, again, doesn't completely matter, but they are really good at this game. Relkin is currently 14th with the 124.34. And Oase is 21st with a 124.51. So
those are crazy good times.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. So the best swamp, the go mode swamp.
Oh, love go mode swamp. Maybe you check the diver down chest, maybe you check waterfall chest for silvers. That's it. And you don't even need to necessarily do that even.
I doubt Relkin does because he's got to feel behind with that hammer placement there.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's pretty much exactly silvers. You're not getting anything out of it. My biggest problem with go mode swamp is remembering. It's so easy, just muscle memory. That the first check there with the. Hey, we got lots more money. Well, he is checking. Okay.
Wow.
A little more surprised. The waterfall check, I think, is a little bit slower than the diver down.
Right.
I don't know.
All right, on to Argus. Relkin actually showing how good he is at this game because he's still relatively close, all things considered, and doing quite a few extra checks.
I do wonder if this maybe is within GT routing, but that's really still not a great place to be.
Yeah. Like
the GT big, you could just be sitting on the torch and no advantage to be had. This kind of half a swamp that he's ahead. All that time he's going to get lost when he has to go back to pod.
Yep.
Oh, Oase doing the speedrunner strat with the diver down. Don't see that very often. I wonder if he runs the RMG, does the RMG run, which is the one that mains that strat.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Interestingly enough, they recently found a bomb setup for that too, so now we can do bombs on that side too. Up until now, there used to be only the normal right side diver down strat had a bomb setup. I was amused when people got all excited about it being on the left side. I'm like, that's not the new part. The new part is that it's bombs.
Right.
God, I'm jealous of those artist fights. They're so good.
Yeah. It is fun watching runners that are really good at this
it
game.
really is. Okay, Welkin into
Crystal
Ice
number
Palace.
6.
Oasi about to join him. We do want to hit the switch here because we don't want to search for the big key.
Right.
Chat asking how many frames the different diver down struts. I have no idea. But enough that they use it in the RMG that tells me everything I need to know. If they're maining it in a speed run.
Surprised he dashed over here.
I don't know, the mirror flute.
He's got a mirror anyways, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know which is faster.
Flying.
Checking
Flying
a few
has to
extra
be faster.
chests on the way.
Yeah, flying always has to be faster. Right?
Well, the flying is faster. It's the calling. It's waiting for the plane. It's slow.
All right, so Relkin almost to the boss here.
Yeah, we're gonna get an idea of exactly where the runners are between each other because Relkin still has to go do pod. I'd still put Oasi at a pretty decent lead.
Yeah.
But Relkin's making good time here, so.
Yeah, he's flying.
I mean, if Oasi hadn't done the mountain before doing these dungeons, we'd be really, really close, I think.
I think Relkin actually would be ahead because Owase would probably be doing more checks in the dungeons.
Yeah, for sure. Like we talk about left side swamp being the slow thing, but
yeah,
that compass chest is kind of slow. That first bomb wall chest is kind of slow.
Yeah, that wasn't the quickest icebreaker.
Right, yeah.
I think he was looking for a key there.
Yeah. To answer chat, Relkin is full cleared pod except Helmasaur because he did not have the hammer the first time there.
Yeah, but this is actually closer than I thought.
I still think Owasi's going to hit GT first.
Oh, he's definitely
going to be within GT big key routing, which is not ideal if you're Relkin, but
sure.
Not over. That's a good way to put it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, Relkin's execution has just been super clean through all of this, and that's Owase again. We talked about his NMG times. He just doesn't play all that often anymore. He doesn't do. I think he maybe have joined the main tournament, but he really only plays like League and some of the random stuff here or there. He's not as active.
I don't feel like he did the last main tournament. Not sure about the previous ones. Because the places where we're seeing him maybe do a little bit, have a little struggle, or some of the more rando specific strats. So you're not doing icebreaker in NMG because they voted against letting that be a thing.
Right.
And so you lost a little bit of time on the icebreaker play.
Okay, so we are going to head up to GT on Owase's side here. We'll be playing the big key guessing game, but a little bit different than you normally see. We're not using numbers. Don't put any numbers in chat.
They're already putting numbers.
Don't want to see those numbers at all. We're going with specific chests.
So Serio X, your 22 becomes tile room. Yeah, there
Yeah,
it is. Already putting it in there. Probably as I was speaking, typing it in there.
if you don't know the chests, I'll go through them real quickly before we get in. When you go into the right, you have Hope Room. There's 2 chests there. You have Tile Room. Then you have Compass Room. There are 4 chests there. Going left, you have the Torch. You have 4 chests in Stalfos Room. You have the Fire Bar Room. You have the Fire Snake Room. You have Rando Room with 4 chests. Bob's Chest. And then the Armos Knights. And those are 3 chests.
If you're gonna guess a room with multiple chests, I want a specific chest.
Specific. It's got to be specific. I don't want to just see Rando Room. I don't want to see Compass Room. You got to be specific. So, Tracy, where is the GT Big Key?
I'm gonna pick one that's almost never. I'm gonna go Firebar. I think I did that last time.
Firebar. Okay.
Let's go Firebar room.
I'm gonna say
the one would make me feel the worst if I was doing Dark Magician strats.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Armos Knights. I'm gonna say vanilla. I'm gonna say it's in its vanilla location. Armos Knights middle. But I mean, Owasi's not in GT yet, and Rogan's done with Bob.
Mountain climb ahead.
Yeah, this is close. This is very close.
I like that bonk into the duck pickup.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Against most people, Owasi's execution is fine. But Roken is at the top of the game right now. Like, he is just playing so well and so tight that as he bunks into it, that
I mean, we can't.
It's hard. It's right. It's you got to be on top of your game because that's where Roken is. All right, guesses are finished. Let's see where this GT Big Key is. Which direction he's going to go? He's going Stalfos.
Well, it's not on the torch.
Like, the deeper it is, the better for Roken. For Roken it is.
Well, if it can be somewhere where there can be some divergence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know what either one of these runners' tendencies are for big key routing. Some people have routes they're just always going to use.
All right. Stalfos, bottom left, top left, top right, bottom right.
Oh,
no.
Oh, get a cape. Woohoo.
Now, if it's to the right and Roken heads immediately right, then, you know. Hope Room. No.
Well, if it's Compass Room and Roken does he's going straight to Hope Room.
Yeah,
so if it's Compass Room, this is gonna be really close. If Roken is one of the, I grab the small key and go right. Not everybody does that. Yeah. I tend not to.
Oh man, he almost got grabbed there.
Ooh, that'd be so bad. Yeah. Okay. So if it's Compass Room, then this is gonna get really close and just come down.
He missed.
Oh no.
He missed the torch.
Oh, remember what we said about mistakes?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, Roken gonna show us Compass Room first. It's not in Compass Room.
Okay, so he's gonna go grab the small key here.
Wow.
But yeah, that time lost there, that really hurts.
I want to know how Will is feeling, our tracker today. Oh, he's going full right.
Oh wow.
This is the classic.
Decision.
This is the classic.
That is actual Dark Magician route. This is the actual route. We say Dark Magician, but the actual route is go full right after doing this.
Yeah, this is an old school route. Oh man, he's having a bit of trouble here. This is not good for 2Pearl.
I can't. I can never get that bonk timed right. It's a terrible thing.
Firebar.
Nah. Oh well.
feel like I'd never see it there.
Yeah, I think that's true, but I figure you might as well go for the
Sure,
really
I
fun
love the
one, you
guess.
know?
I love it.
I mean, theoretically, it's 1 in 22
Sure.
each one, because
Yeah.
theoretically, it's the first thing placed are your big
Totally.
keys. So.
All right. Gonna find out really soon.
Yeah, because we're going to be doing these checks at about the same time. I mean, we'll fire Snake first, but I think Relkin's going to be hitting Random Room about the same time Oasi's hitting the... Yeah, okay, Oasi's getting to the back first.
Not vanilla. There's our boots.
Yeah, there's our boots.
Oh, it's Random Room or Tile Room.
Oh, it's so bad. So Oasi needs it to be Tile Room at this point.
I still think he might be behind. One more check. It's Tile Room.
Oh my god.
Wow.
X.
Congratulations.
I can't believe I shouted that out. And then it turned out to be there. That's hilarious.
That is too funny.
Who's gonna get there first? It's the question.
I hope Oasi's magic situation kind of worries me too.
What magic situation?
That's exactly that's the problem.
Well, he'll get a magic pot here, so that'll help. And actually, 3.5 hearts not exactly ideal for the climb. I mean, you can do the safety room on your way up, but it's slow, it's out of the way, and you don't even get to it until you've gone through the mimics, which is not free.
Yeah, Relkin's gonna get to the Tile Room first. Relkin's got to be sweating at this point.
Well, that cape is actually going to get some nice use now.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I do. If I have a cape in Tile Room, I use it. Yeah, he's got it selected. Just stay in the doorway, let the bunny bean go away, and then... No? Okay, you know, he wants the refill. And now go to cape. And just grab onto the wall, and you don't lose magic, and nothing hurts you, and...
Just wait.
Oh, and I learned something. I didn't realize you could menu off of cape and still have it work.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
I learned something.
But Relkin's actually got a decent-sized lead now.
No, about 2/3 of a Tile Room, I'd say.
And, you know, what we've seen from Relkin is he doesn't give up a lot of time on execution. So,
yeah.
Oasi's got to work.
This, I mean, Oasi, I don't see how he's going to have to get a magic refill somewhere. Or else he's going to get to the torches run and...
Yeah, there's a couple of pots he could pick up along the way, but...
Yeah, there's some, if you know your pots in the gauntlet, he could probably get enough as long as he uses lamp for 3 of the torches and torches 1, but...
Oh, notice what I...
Yeah, he's got no keys. But if he's checked everything, if he's got no keys, there has to be one on the climb, so he should be fine.
Okay.
Not entirely sure how Relkin... No, Relkin has 2 because you save one by grabbing the key when you drop down.
Oasi didn't grab the key on the key under the pot going to the right side.
Oh. So that would be a problem.
So, I don't know.
So it's if he missed a key, yeah, I've done... Yeah. That, yeah, I mean...
I guess we'll find out.
If he's picked up all the keys, then there has to be one on the climb. But Relkin has 2 extra keys. One of those extra keys can be accounted for very easily because of the drop-down key, the way he routed it. You're saving a key by dropping down, grabbing the key, and mirroring out from there. I don't know where the other extra key came from, so it feels like there may have been a key skip somewhere.
Huh. But Relkin is through the gauntlet, through land mode 2.
Oh, nice magic chop there for Relkin.
I
Oh
missed
no!
it. Missed it.
Oh, he went through the door too fast. That's terrible. Okay, this should be enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
if he grabs that, he can use the lamp.
for the 3, and then 1 more for the last one. But you got to time this a little bit better than what he's doing. I think he should be okay still.
Yeah, I mean, really, he could have, because the pot down there
Yeah.
directly south, it has a small magic. He really didn't need to light that bottom torch.
Yeah.
Just grab that one to light the 3 torches, then you could use the fire rod for the last one.
Yeah.
Because one small magic decanter is exactly 1 fire rod shot.
Wow, Relkin's still opening chests. That's surprising.
Doesn't want his opponent to get free silvers?
Yeah, I think, I mean, we did see a race in the Invitational, I think week 2. Hitsu picked up silvers and ended up winning that race here.
And
right,
there's
pre-World
no
War
key in
II.
here. This is really bad for Owasi.
Okay. Well, that's GG's then.
Yeah. And he's gonna have to go, I guess, all the way back to the right side and grab the key down there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And no silvers in GT. I mean, unless they're in the big chest. We certainly didn't check
That would be funny. Yeah.
That would be funny. I have seen it where we've gotten and did you find the silver arrows in my tower where it's exactly tile room and big chest, but I don't think I've ever seen that with it being exactly big chest.
Yeah.
I'm more likely they're just in Turtle Rock since, there was no reason we were ever going to go there.
Yeah. Nice agate 2 there for Relkin. Wow, what a final race to end the week with.
I know.
Right.
I'm glad this one ended up. I mean, we had written Relkin off a long time ago, so this is really nicely done from him. It wasn't just. I mean, we said Owasi, had to make mistakes, and he did. But I mean, Relkin just also, played really, really well, and Owasi just got the message that, oops, I need a small key.
Yep. All right. So Relkin into Ganon here, and this will be a pretty short fight, except for phase 4, where he's going to need to do some spins, but still pretty fast.
So the question, how much silvers save with Butter Sword, with the Gold Sword, it's really no different. Like the Gold Sword versus the Tempered Sword, it makes no difference on phase 4. And for a good runner, you should be able to get the 1-in-1 with the Tempered Sword. So I like to say that the Gold Sword just makes the 1-in-1 freer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so the last key is in the big chest, by the way.
Oh, right. Yeah.
In the light world.
Where's in the light world? Where in the light world have we not?
Did we check cave 45 maybe?
Yeah, some of the mirror checks. I don't know if Relkin got to all. He got to the north mirror checks, but I don't know if he ever got to K45. Also, I guess Bombo's tablet would be a thing. Pretty certain we didn't see that.
Yeah, I think Smiths also count as light world.
Smiths and Purple Chest, I believe, are Dark World.
Are they? Okay.
But those are the 2 that I always hear different things.
Mimic Cave. I guess that would be Death Mountain. No, I think that was light world too.
Mimic Cave is Death Mountain for sure.
Is it?
I've had the Mimic Cave hint for my boots in Ambrosia. Is not, or the Death Mountain hint that led to Mimic Cave for my boots in Ambrosia. Not fun.
Yeah. Get your GG's in chat for Relkin as he gets ready to add 3 points to his team's score and collect the victory here, finishing with a time of 1:27.20.
Yeah, GG's to Relkin.
That was something. That it really felt like it was over for Relkin, and then
for sure.
The end just kind of imploded for Owasi, unfortunately. See if we can get Relkin in here to talk about this one.
Meanwhile, Oase gonna have to climb again.
Yeah, that's just the worst feeling.
Oh, terrible. And GG's, Relkin. That hammer.
So, yeah, GG's thoughts about the hammer.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. You're like, yeah, surely there's nothing there that, you know, I could have skipped Aga with, right?
What's crazy is, I mean, you just finished, you finished 10 minutes ago. I don't know if you talked to Oase or not, but he had the information on the hammer, but wasn't able to splash lead, or either doesn't know or didn't get the hammer, so he ended up doing Aga. And we're a little surprised you won this race.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised I won too, honestly.
We'll apologize now if you watch this back. We kind of had you written off a bit. I mean, you ran out of most of your checks after the mirror. At that point, we were pretty certain had to show up in pod, which meant you got mitts, which meant you got all sorts of things opening up. But fortunately, you resisted the urge to do really bad things like hammerless ice.
Yeah, and you don't have to apologize. I already wrote myself off, honestly, with that hammer.
I mean,
yeah.
Take some pride though, because your execution through the end game really pulled you through.
Yeah,
Oase
really
had some troubles in the end. His routing through GT ended up not being the best for it being in tile room, and then he ended up forgetting a key as well. So your execution was on point for sure.
Oh.
All that NMG practice is paying off, huh?
Yeah, yeah, you could say that, I guess. It's but it's not often you get gold sword within 15 minutes of the seed.
You had red mail and gold sword.
Am I really playing NMG or am I playing Hundo? Like,
yeah,
right.
There you go. Well, you'll know you're playing Hundo when you have to repeat the dig game 5 times. So
yeah. Also, I kind of like lost my mind at the top of the climb. I like didn't even bother to pick up arrows in case I even got the silvers, because I was like, wait a minute, why am I picking up chests? Why am I thinking of picking up this chest? I was like, I'm gonna pick it up. I couldn't stop myself. I had 0 arrows. I don't know why I thought to open the final chest.
So that's because I don't know. So kind of tell me why were you looking for silvers at that point, even though you felt behind?
Yes,
think that maybe that.
So that's just something I always do. Like, I feel like it is just worth the whatever 5 seconds or so it takes to check all of those checks. I think, or maybe a little more. I just think it's worth. I mean, you saw, was it Hitsu versus
Hitsu versus Jesse was decided by silvers there. Yeah.
I mean, I played in a race that was decided by on-path silvers that my opponent skipped. So, I mean, it happens. And it wasn't Ped. We're not sure where the silvers were because there's not that many Light World locations, but there's one that's illuminated with the Ped being a heart container.
Yes. Magic Pad, Mambo's Tablet, or K45 is all I have.
Yeah, it's kind of what I think we forgot about Magic Bat, but yeah.
Right.
That sounds about right.
So, Relkin, how you feeling about things now? I mean, again, you probably weren't feeling good until you hit that done and saw the first place, but you did get the win. You got 12 points. How you feeling about everything?
I'm feeling a lot better just because, coming into this race, I had gotten eliminated from the ladder invitational by being fanfare sniped twice. And I was just out of my ever-living mind. I was so devastated. Oh. And so I was just hoping for something any slightly better. I would have taken losing by 4 minutes. I would not have minded losing by 4 minutes. I just didn't want to get fanfare sniped again.
Fair enough.
But thankfully, I even pulled out with a win. So, hey, super big bonus. So, like, if anything, I just feel super relieved to finally, to break out of that super big hole I was in.
Yeah, the division's tough, right? You got, Bottles. Have you guys played Bottles on MT yet?
That'll be our next week matchup.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
Fun.
How are you feeling about that one? Are you going to be playing co-op veterans?
Yeah, I definitely am a big fan of it. I definitely pushed for it to be a mode, whenever we first thought of it, like before season 4, I want to say. Yeah, I'm excited for it. We're playing one of those games Tuesday. We haven't submitted the match. Actually, no, it got submitted. Okay, yeah, it's on the schedule for Tuesday night. Me and Will versus Maniacal and Barnage.
Cool.
And then the other one should be after SGL, I believe.
Okay. And are you going to be going to SGL this year?
I will.
Awesome.
Ooh. I guess I will see you there then.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, see you there then.
Yeah. So yeah, you and Maniacal both playing late. I don't know if the other two are going, but yeah, that'll be a fun race to watch as I pack my bags.
Yeah, I jokingly said to Maniacal, yeah, why don't we just face it SGL? I'll do it. No, I wasn't serious.
All right, so we got Oase into Ganon phase 4 now. Should be finishing up, and there it is. Get your GGs in chat for Oase and 2Pearl2Furious as he gets ready to finish the seed. Any other thoughts, Relkin, about the seed overall? I mean, it was weird. It's weird to have go mode hammer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, but I mean, and I treat Rando a lot with like just qualifier mindset. Like, oh man, someone would have god routed the crap out of this seed, and I would have felt terrible. And so the whole time after getting that freaking hammer, I was just like, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. So, yep.
Well, it really was a must-win, to keep things, still in the hunt for first place in the division as well. So that's pretty important.
Yeah, but I'm sure you don't want that because you're.
I was rooting for a tie, man. I was really rooting for a tie.
The ties are the best when the teams are playing each other, because then there's points that just aren't even gotten. 1 point, only 2 points go out instead of 3.
Yeah, ties are weird.
From an admin perspective, Relkin, how things are going this season?
They're going pretty all right. I haven't had too much to complain about, which is always nice. So
yeah, been a good season so far. 3 weeks in the books now.
Yeah,
this final race.
I think all the admins are going to SGL too. I think even like Sigma and Synac are both going as well. So all of the people that have access to the admin chat,
nice,
are going to be there. So we'll probably all meet up at some point, have a dinner.
All right, doesn't look like. I'm not sure if we're going to talk to Oase here. Do you want to shout out our runners? Make sure you give follows to them. Relkin and Oase 28. That was a really fun race to watch and a really great way to end this week as we wrap up this stupid mode. It's just.
Yeah, I was telling Fury, I'm looking forward. Next 3 weeks we have Veterans, we have Swordless, which is going to be a new thing for at least a regular season, and then Cross Keys. So yeah, my entrance races, which I love, and then Swordless, which I think is going to be really fun, a new mode to see people try out.
But yeah, I guess we should shout out Will as well. Will WC doing the tracking for us. Big shout outs to him. Really appreciate you clicking the buttons for us, man.
Yeah, trackers, they're the MVPs. We need those trackers.
Makes our lives so much easier.
So good.
Because we can talk and be wrong all day, but the trackers can get it right for us.
We fixate so much on that hammer, but how about that chase the Moon Pearl?
Yeah, that Moon Pearl was.
I totally forgot about that till I just looked at the screen and saw the green pendant kind of sticking out.
Right, to get the shovel to get the Moon Pearl, right? Yeah, it was a really fun race with 2 really good runners, and Relkin's execution at the end kind of just pulled him through. So again, GG's Relkin, and good luck to your team, to Infinity and Pgog, on the rest of the season.
Yeah, and when I say good luck, I actually mean it, because you're not playing a team that I'm on, because I'm not on a team.
Yeah, good luck, kind of.
Which Fear Agent means it mostly for when you don't play each other.
Well, we're already past that point, so thank
Yeah.
you.
All right. Good luck, Relkin, and good luck to Oase and 2Pearl2Furious. Tracy, thanks for doing comms with me.
Yeah,
Uh,
we got
two
two
and
twice this week. That's
yeah,
awesome.
that's so awesome. And yeah, I'll let you close us out. So yeah, thanks everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, no. Actually, there are some races on the schedule. Not too many. Looks like just 2 races upcoming so far. But you know, that's 2 races that we can watch before those of us going to SG Live head on out. Tomorrow night we have the team name has not been put in. Relkin, I know that's something you guys as admins, but it's Trace Fire and Chloe Power versus Trinex and Rusty Olive. I'll have to look up what those teams are.
I'll tell you. It's Trinex and Olive are 2Pearl2Furious.
Oh, there you go.
And Trey and Chloe are Oops All Foxes.
There you go. And that's at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And at 9 o'clock on Tuesday, we had the aforementioned Bottles and Empty versus To Infinity and Pgog. Again, it'll be Maniacal and Maximum Barnage versus Will C, our tracker, and Relkin, our runner here. So those will be a lot of fun and a good way to tide us over until we get over to SG Live. So, but yeah, that's going to be it. Fear, a pleasure as always. Thank you to our runners putting on. That was a fun race. Relkin, thank you, Awasi as well. And of course, our tracker, Will WC, the MVPs behind the scenes, and of course, all of you out there in chat and everybody in admins and all the speed gaming people. Thank you to all of them, and we'll see you at the race tomorrow.